Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chapmanville Regional High School, where tonight it is the sectional championship game between the Chapmanville Tigers, the two-time defending Class AA state champions, and the Liberty Raleigh Raiders. Hello, friends. Chris Kidd with you, with Robbie Mounts and Joe Mounts alongside me with me this evening on Video Productions, as Chapmanville trying to win another sectional championship. They've won 5 straight and 6 of the last 7, and looking to add to that list here tonight. Well, we'll step aside for a quick 2-minute break and be back with the start of tonight's action here from Danny Gobby Gymnasium as you're listening to and watching Logan or Chapmanville Tiger basketball action right here on Video Productions.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Community Strong. We are Thornhill Ford Lincoln, your hometown dealer located on 119 near Chapmanville. Go Thornhill and expect the best with total value, support, and savings on your next vehicle. Don't miss out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and thornhillford.net.
Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services, founded in 1975 by Riley Joe Evans, is a full-service funeral provider. And 2020 makes it 45 years of offering services that respect all faiths, personal preferences, and financial considerations. They're the only funeral home in Boone, Lincoln, and Logan with its own crematory. Contact Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 304-855-3232 or visit www.evans-funeral-home.com or like Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services on Facebook to see their updated obituary information.
There's that cute guy from 12C.
Go talk to him.
Yeah, no. Plus, it's not even like he'd be into me or whatever.
Hi, you just moved in, right? I would love to tell you about all the great savings you can get for bundling your renters and car insurance with Progressive.
Oh, I was just...
Oh, Tammy, I found your retainer in the dryer.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
Built for America, built Ford proud. Thornhill Ford Lincoln is proud to offer you our all-new Thornhill Value Plus warranty, giving you 10 years, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty on most all vehicles. Get going. The road to total savings starts with.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd here with you with Robbie Mounts and Joe Mounts, our engineers and camera operators for tonight's contest at 6-6 Chapmanville, getting set to take on 5-3 Liberty Raleigh here for the sectional title. The winner will get to host a regional final next week, while the loser will go on the road. As Liberty Raleigh being introduced, they will be starting tonight. A.J. Williams, followed by Braden Howell. Then you have Trey Tabor, Adam Drennan, and Adam McGee in the starting lineup for Liberty Raleigh. On the other side for the Chapmanville Tigers, it'll be 6'1 junior Colton Craddock, followed by 5'11 sophomore Devin Workman. Then you have 6'1 sophomore Isaiah Smith, followed by 6'6 freshman Zion Blevins. And then rounding out the starting lineup will be 6'5 sophomore Brody Dalton for the Chapmanville Tigers here this evening. Again, Chapmanville coming in here after having a 15-day layoff since their previous game. Again, a lot of teams having COVID issues during that stretch, and then the final week of the regular season, every team trying to make sure that they didn't end up getting that before tournament play started. So a wise move on both ends, trying to make sure that they were able to be eligible and not have any issues coming into tournament play. Well, now you end up getting this Chapmanville club who comes in averaging 50.3 points per game on the year. Liberty Raleigh 66.3 points per game. Liberty Raleigh allowing 49.4 points per game, while Chapmanville allowing 50.6 points per game. As we're underway here from Danny Gobby Gymnasium, as Liberty Raleigh got here by defeating Mingo Central in the sectional semis 60-36 on Tuesday night. Chapmanville got the bye as the 1 seed, as a jumper from the wing by Williams, no good, and rebounded by Devin Workman. He'll race into the front court, gives it back for Brody Dalton, as Chapmanville will set up their opening possession here this evening. Dalton kicks it over for Isaiah Smith. Tries to go down low, but his pass knocked away and intercepted on the low block by Howell. Chapmanville's last game was against Sissonville, where they beat them 65-47 on April 8th. Now up top for Williams. He'll swing it over far side. Now into the corner for McGee. McGee trying to find a crease. Lost the ball and taken away by Zion Blevins. So Chapmanville now looking to break out on top. Didn't get a shot on their first possession as Workman, top of the key, gives it over to Craddock. Craddock lost the dribble, gets it back, hands it over for Smith. And Smith, the outside threat for this Chapmanville club. Now to Dalton. Tough fadeaway jumper, and Brody Dalton gets it to go. And right there you can see the confidence of him as he heads back up the floor. He is the leading scorer of this Chapmanville club at just a sophomore. This is a young Chapmanville club, just 2 seniors on the roster, neither one of them in the starting lineup as they give it out front. 3 on the way, and count it for A.J. Williams as he gets on the board. So now the Raiders jump out to a 3-2 lead here in the early moments of the first quarter. Dalton gets it to Craddock on the left wing, out front for Smith. Now to Workman up top. Workman gives it off to Craddock on the near side. Now back up front for Workman as he'll swing it over for Smith. Pump fakes on a 3. Out top for Dalton. Now gets it to Workman as he penetrates in. Tried to dish it off for Craddock, but pass intercepted and taken away by the Raiders as Trey Tabor able to jump into the passing lane. Now they get it over near side as the Raiders trying to build on their early lead. It's Howell. Dribbles in, puts up a right-handed floater. No good as he got caught between Bank and Swish that time. And Chapmanville tears the rebound away. Again, this is the first time that Chapmanville's played a sectional final outside of Willie Acres Arena in quite a few years. And there's a jumper that falls for Devin Workman. And he has really started to develop his offensive game throughout the year. Almost comes up with a steal, and now we get a whistle in the backcourt. And that'll be a foul on Devin Workman as he went for the steal but came up empty. So we have 5:41 to go here in the opening quarter. 4-3 lead for the Tigers. Again, the winner will get to stay home and host a regional championship next week. The loser will have to go on the road. Top of the key, Williams looks down low, instead gives it over for Howell. Now over right side, 3 on the way, and that's going to end up short from McGee, but chased down rebound by Drennan. He'll swing it over for Williams. Hit from there a moment ago, but not this time as Dalton tears the rebound away. Dalton looks up ahead, dangerous pass, intercepted, but on the out-of-bounds line was Williams, and it'll stay with the Tigers. And thus far, 2 turnovers for Chapmanville, and they've been a little bit apprehensive with the ball thus far. Workman gives it over for Dalton. Dalton back up top for Workman. Now he'll take that jumper from the elbow again, short. Dalton tears down the rebound, goes up. He's rejected, gets it back again, rejected again. There's Zion Blevins on the putback, and the freshman gets on the board with his first bucket. And this is an aggressive defending Liberty Raleigh team. They like to jump these passing lanes, get on the boards. Chapmanville having to defend hard right now. They give it up top for Williams. He penetrates in, bumps into a man, and count it, and the foul as they give the bucket to Williams. And Brad Napper wanted to travel on the play but did not get it as Colton Craddock called for the foul, and Brad Napper still looking for the traveling call as he talks to the official over it. Now here's Williams, has all 5 points for the Raiders, make it all 6 as he hits the free throw. So we're all square at 6 apiece. We're at 4:41 to go here in the first quarter. Workman brings it up the center of the floor, gives it over to Craddock on the right wing, top the circle for Dalton. Nice fake, gets the free throw line, buries the jumper as Brody Dalton off to a nice start. He's got 4 points on 2 jumpers. Now full court pressure by the Tigers, beaten by Howell as he gets it up the floor over towards McGee. He'll drive left baseline and look like he got some help to the floor that time by Colton Craddock, and that's going to be number 2 on him here in the early going. That's 3 team fouls against Chapmanville, none thus far against Liberty Raleigh. That's going to get Isaiah Fleming off the bench for Chapmanville. As Craddock will still stay in on this possession with these 2 fouls. Williams will swing it over far side for Howell. He's picked up by Workman, now over to McGee. McGee lost it off his knee. Craddock dives for it, and it's picked up by Dalton. Here he comes 1-on-2, spins into the lane, gets some contact, can't finish, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And again, Colton Craddock with those 2 fouls. Dangerous going after that loose ball, but nice aggressiveness to make sure he didn't commit the foul. As he'll go to the bench now with those 2 personals, and Fleming will check in. And Fleming had 25 points in a game earlier this season against Mingo Central where he got red hot from three-point land and knocked down 8 3-pointers as Dalton misses on the first free throw. And Fleming also one of the 2 seniors in this roster, along with Hunter Jeffrey. Now Dalton trying to get the second free throw, but misses on both. Rebounded underneath by Drennan. So give it back to Williams. 8-6 Chapmanville lead, and boy, it looked like a push off that time. Williams got away with it as he'll spin in. Kicks it back up top, driving in hard. Trying to find a crease is Tabor, but he can't. Now gives it back over to Williams. Nice shovel pass up top for Drennan. Gets by his man, puts up a right-handed floater, and it deadens in off the back of the iron. Now we're all have Adam McGee on the bucket, so we're all even at 8 apiece here in the first quarter. Dalton drives baseline, and a charge called on him. As Howell stood in and took the contact. Looked like he added a little theatrics to it on the back end of it, but able to draw the call nonetheless. We're at 3:25 to go here in the first quarter. All square in this sectional championship game. Howell across the timeline. Fleming picks him up. He'll give it over for Williams. Now inside for Drennan. Back up top. Williams fakes on a 3, trying to get by Blevins. Now he gives it up top. McGee, quick passing over for Williams. He'll stop, pop a 3 from there, way off the mark, no good, but another offensive rebound, put back no good by Drennan, and out of bounds off of the Raiders. Again, 4 team fouls to 1 thus far here in the opening quarter, so Liberty Raleigh halfway to the bonus with still 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Workman will bring it up the floor. Again, pair of sophomores here working the ball around. Now over to another sophomore, Smith. Now to the freshman, Blevins. He'll drive in. Can't finish on the shot. We'll see if they call that continuation or not. And they will. They'll give Blevins the 2 free throws on the play, and Drennan will go to the will commit the foul. That'll be his first. Actually, they just now added the 3rd team foul on the board, so that's already 3 team fouls now on Liberty Raleigh. So fouls piling up here in the early going on both ends. As Dalton came up short on both of his free throws, but Blevins sinks his first. Now Rashawn Sims checking into the game for the Raiders. Looks like another substitution coming in as well will be Zach Bowman. Actually, Bowman will check in. Sims will go back to the locker room. I don't know if he needed to change jerseys or not. Looked like he was removing it on his way back. Again, Blevins stepping in as a freshman. He's had a very good season thus far for the Chapmanville Tigers, showing a lot of promise in what's to come in years ahead for him. And that backcourt duo underneath for Chapmanville of Dalton and Blevins will be a formidable foe for the next few years. Driving in, here's a floater on the way, getting it over Blevins, shot off the mark, rebound fought for him. Blevins tears it away after the McGee miss. Now here comes Chapmanville trying to race back. Workman gets into the middle, jump steps into the paint, and he's going to get called for a travel that time. And they'll give it back over for Liberty Raleigh. So we're down to 2:26 left here in the first quarter. 2-point lead for the Tigers. Across the timeline comes Bowman. Bowman caught in the middle, swings it over near side for Howell. Howell on the left wing gets to the baseline, back up top for Williams. Williams being guarded by Smith up top. Liberty Raleigh with the size advantage with their guards right now. Williams gets it over left side, 3 on the way from the corner, short with it, and Blevins gets the rebound as Howell couldn't connect. Blevins looking for Workman, being hounded in the backcourt by Tabor. Finally does get it to him. Now to Fleming as he crosses the timeline. Back to Blevins in the middle. Blevins spin move to the middle. Draws a lot of contact, but no foul called. Ball loose underneath. Looked like it went off the foot of Liberty Raleigh, and it did as Bowman had the last touch on it. Now Rashawn Sims will check into the game. Must have had a different equipment issue as he has the same jersey on, but that'll send Bowman to the bench now. Dalton will trigger it in. Fires it left side for Smith. Now out inside for Dalton. Tried to bank it in, no good. Rebound comes down to the Raiders as Tabor brings it across the timeline. Fleming on him. Tabor goes behind his back, found an opening. Instead gives it off to Howell, cuts into the middle, puts up the shot, and he hits the short jumper to even us all up at 10 apiece here with 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's been a back and forth opening 8 minutes for these clubs. feeling each other out. Again, both matchups canceled in the regular season, so they never really did get a chance to square up against the other, as Workman can't hit from the right elbow and rebounded by Liberty Raleigh. So here comes Hal across the timeline. Shovels it over for Tabor, now to Williams. They'll run the weave up top. Now Hal finds a little crease, pulls up in front of Fleming, off the mark on his jumper. Rebound tore down by Dalton. Now here comes Dalton up the left side. Looking into the middle and lost the ball on the way in. Another Chapmanville turnover up ahead for Williams. And Fleming, what a defensive play by him. Able to strip it away from Williams and prevent the easy two. Great hustle by the senior. And not giving up on the play, as Isaac Butcher will check in for Blevins with 46.8 seconds left in the first to give him a little extra breather. Now they go to Williams, it's to Sims, back up top for Williams. Bounce pass over for Tabor, finds an opening, jump fakes, tries to shovel it over and does to Sims. Sims goes up and can't get the roll off the back iron, rebounded by Butcher. So we'll see if Chapmanville tries to hold for one here. They have the possession arrow to start quarter number 2. We're down to 28 seconds. Now Coach Napper hollering out instructions from the Chapmanville sideline. Coach Chad Williams doing the same for his ball club. Workman over to the near side with 15 seconds. Gets a screen up top, down to 12. Looking for Dalton, finds him with 10 seconds. He'll kick it back over to Workman, down to 6 seconds. Workman looking, finds Smith. Smith with 4, now goes into the middle. Steps back, tries to force a pass to Dalton, knocked out of bounds, and that will do it for the first quarter of play, as we are all square at 10 apiece as we head to quarter number 2. Back after this as you're watching Chapmanville and Liberty Raleigh in the sectional championship game right here live on Video Productions.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home, with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Community Strong. We are Thornhill Ford Lincoln, your hometown dealer located on 119 near Chapmanville. Go Thornhill and expect the best with total value, support, and savings on your next vehicle. Don't miss out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and thornhillford.net.
Peyton, what are we doing here?
Welcome to Peytonville. Nationwide helps protect everything you see in here, Brad. Every family, every business, even Mrs. Hoffman's dream of retiring to become a yoga instructor.
Oh, they have backstories.
Here, I got more to show you.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Danny Gobby Gymnasium. Chris Kidd here with you with Robbie Mounts, alongside Joe Mounts, our engineer and camera operator for tonight's contest. As it is 10 apiece after the first 8 minutes of play. Again, the winner gets to host a regional final next week, while the loser will have to go on the road for a regional final, so neither team's season is done after this evening. Now Smith gets his first look at the game, in and out on a 3. Dalton tries to put it back in, no good. Rebound tipped out long. Workman grabs it. Now over to Smith. Gets another try. Left wing, no good. Online, but not in. As Blevins gets the rebound, kicks it over to Fleming. He can get hot in a hurry. Does he start out that way? No, not this time, as Chapmanville got 3 good looks from 3, but couldn't knock down any. Again, those are the shots that Chapmanville needs to fall tonight against this Liberty Raleigh club, who we've seen can fill it up in a hurry. So look inside, trying to find someone right now is McGee. He'll dribble back to the top of the circle, now finds Tabor. He'll swing it back over for Howell as the Raiders set up this possession. Williams behind his back, drives in on the right side, gets a good look, but over the rim, no good. And again, you can sense the tenseness on both sides here in the first half. Workman gets it over to Smith. Smith trying to look inside, finds Blevins. He'll back his way in, double team, gets off the shot and gets the friendly roll for Zion Blevins. He's now got 6 points. So 12-10 Chapmanville lead. Into the middle for Williams. Back over to McGee. So he'll cross the timeline. That's token pressure there by Chapmanville in the backcourt. Then I'll set up their defense. Over to Sims on the left wing. Sims looking up top, finds Tabor. Now over to Howell. Howell gets to the middle, pull-up jumper in front of Workman, too strong, and rebound comes out for Smith. So good defensive possession for the Tigers that time. Now can they build on this lead? The largest lead they've enjoyed is 3 thus far. This has been a one-possession game the entire way. They get it to Workman. Over for Fleming. Fleming not shy to take the shot, and he buries this one. And that's something we've seen from Isaiah Fleming all year long. He is not hesitant to take the 3 or the jumper if he's got it. And he buries this one, but now a reach-in foul on Devin Workman, and that's going to be number 2 on him. So you have Colton Craddock and Devin Workman with 2 fouls apiece. So that's going to get Colton Craddock off the bench. And Workman will go over with 6:01 to go in the first half. And Chapmanville not as deep as in years past. They do have several that can come in, but in tournament play, you know that Brad Napper typically does shorten up his bench as they go inside. Tough shot for Williams, no good, and put back no good, and rebounded underneath by Dalton. And right now, Liberty Raleigh just very tight on the offensive end. Dalton will get it over for Smith. He'll take a 3. This one off as well. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and last touch by Chapmanville as Sims on the ground after taking a shot underneath. And again, with Isaiah Smith, Liberty Raleigh doesn't want to leave him open like that all evening long. He is a sharpshooter for the Tigers, just been a little off here in the second quarter now that he started to get free a little. Tabor in the backcourt, gives it over for Williams. He'll cross midcourt with 2 men on him. Looks over for Sims, but the pass is too tall. And a nice catch by the Chapmanville cheerleaders underneath. And that'll give it back over to the Tigers. And again, this will be a big opportunity here for Chapmanville to try and build on this lead while Liberty Raleigh is struggling here in the second. As Sims looked like he was rubbing his left elbow a little bit as he comes over to the bench, as checking back in will be Adam Drennan. Craddock will cross the timeline. Gives it over to Dalton. Now back to Craddock on the right wing. Looks up top for Smith. Thought about a 3, but Williams gets out on him. Over to Fleming. Fleming guarded by McGee. Now to Craddock. Colton Craddock will dribble to his left. Finds Fleming. Lob pass inside for Dalton. Trying to back his way in on Howell. Turnaround jumper will be short and rebounded underneath. Taken away by Drennan. So good defensive possession there for the Raiders. Now can they capitalize on the offensive end as they've gone over 3 minutes here in the second quarter without a bucket. Williams into the corner. Steps back out, gives it to McGee. McGee spins in on Craddock, trying to lay off those 2 fouls. Now back over for Williams. Top of the key, they set up again. Tabor has it on the left side. Now back to McGee. Looking down low, able to find Drennan. Backs in on Williams. Made it a good move by Blevins, and lays it in as Adam Drennan gets his first bucket. It ends the drought for the Raiders in the second quarter. 15-12 now in favor of Chapmanville. Dalton on the right wing. Gives it for Craddock. Craddock will step back out beyond the 3-point line. Over to Fleming. Fleming ball fakes. Gets it for Smith. Smith dribbles to the left elbow. Now to Fleming. He'll put up a 3. This one off the side of the rim. No good. And rebounded underneath. Taken away by Drennan. Again, this is a Chapmanville club that has had its difficulty scoring the basketball this year. They played excellent defense. Just haven't been able to find a lot of consistency on offense. But right there is an excellent shot by Williams as he hits a turnaround on the baseline. He's now got 8 points. And the lead has been cut to 1. Chapmanville now in a drought of their own. After the 3-pointer by Fleming earlier this quarter. Now they go down low to Craddock. He got a great look, but just threw it off the bottom of the backboard. And he's just had his difficulties getting going on the offensive side this season for the Tigers. Now Williams, he'll go for the lead, and he connects from 3 from the left side. And that'll draw a timeout from Brad Napper with 3:21 to go here in the first half. And Chapmanville now trailing 17-15 after the 7-0 run. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll take it as well as you're watching the sectional championship game between Chapmanville and Liberty Raleigh right here on Video Productions.
Be strong. We are Thornhill Ford Lincoln, your hometown dealer located on 119 near Chapmanville. Go Thornhill and expect the best with total value, support, and savings on your next vehicle. Don't miss out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and thornhillford.net.
If you've been seriously injured, your life has changed forever. That's why it's important to have a good attorney on your side. At Woody Hill Attorneys at Law, we're here to get you what you deserve. We have a legal staff and team of attorneys ready to help. We live here. We work here, and we fight here. If you're a victim of serious injury, call us today. There are no fees unless we win for you.
Call Woody.
Built for America, built Ford proud. Thornhill Ford Lincoln is proud to offer you our all-new Thornhill Value Plus warranty, giving you 10 years, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty on most all vehicles. Get going. The road to total savings starts with Thornhill.
Back to action here at Danny Gobby Gymnasium. Chris Kidd here with you as Chapmanville trailing at 17-15. Dalton finds his way inside, and he'll be fouled on the way up. Liberty Raleigh thought that they had gotten it clean, but they call the foul on Braden Howell. That'll be number 1 on him, team foul number 4 on Liberty Raleigh. 5 against Chapmanville as Dalton sinks the first after missing his first 2 attempts. So he's got 5 points now. And at the moment, near the end of the first quarter in Logan, Lincoln County up 13-3 on the Logan Wildcats in that sectional championship game. So we'll keep updates on that as well this evening, as that game also on Video Productions and WVOW Radio this evening. So now we're at 17 apiece, back to all square in this game as it's been tight all the way through thus far. Dangerous cross-court pass, and boy, that was airmailed by a good 5 feet. And nearly got into the upper deck of the spectators on the far side. And like we said, just a lot of jitteriness in this game thus far. Both sides have been off for about 2 weeks now. It's understandable. Again, they haven't been in a rhythm for a while, just trying to find that little bit of magic that they had prior to some of the breaks, as Liberty Raleigh did play on Tuesday, but it had been a while for them playing prior to then. It's Craddock now drives it in left side, gets underneath. Nice pass out for Smith. Gets a look for 3, but again short with it, and rebounded underneath by Tabor. So we'll give it over to Williams. We're down to 2:25 left in the first half. Now wide open underneath is Drennan. He gets position, and he'll lay it in. So good job there by Liberty Raleigh getting up the floor. Chapmanville didn't get back on defense in time. Now it's the Raiders back in front by 2 at 19-17. Craddock dribbles over to his left. Looking for help, finds Fleming. Fleming will give it back up top for Smith. Now to Craddock. Craddock gets into the circle, over to Smith on the wing. Now down low for Dalton. Back up top. Smith tried to set his feet, but a good job by Williams getting out on him. Now quick pass inside for Blevins, knocked away by Drennan and out of bounds. Chapmanville will inbound underneath as it'll be Brody Dalton to trigger it in, as Rayshawn Sims will check back into the game. As Dalton gets ready to fire it in, he'll find Craddock in the left corner, out for Fleming. Now to Dalton, tries to spin his way in. He's hit, ball in the air, and they're going to call a foul on Liberty Raleigh. A late call, but McGee is going to be called for the foul, and that'll send Dalton back to the free throw line to shoot a pair. And at the end of the first quarter, it's 13-5 in favor of Lincoln County over Logan. As Dalton's first free throw, no good. Chapmanville, 4 of 7 from the free throw line thus far. Liberty Raleigh, 1 of 1. Second free throw by the sophomore, and he sinks this one. Dalton now 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He's got 7 points and cuts the Liberty Raleigh lead to 1. They'll break the pressure up ahead. Tabor gets underneath, gets Dalton in the air, and gets an easy layup to go. It's good job by Liberty Raleigh breaking the pressure that time. And now the lead is up to 3 for the Raiders. So we're down to 1:25 left here in the first half. Chapmanville still looking for a bucket from the field. It's been a while for them. Blevins on the left elbow. Gets it out for Craddock. Craddock looked inside, instead goes to Smith. Williams gets out on him. Now Dalton with it in the corner. Spins in against 3 men. Gets it out to Craddock. Now to Fleming. Good recovery by Liberty Raleigh. Fleming takes it in on a floater. No good. Rebound tipped out. Tabor takes it. Gets tripped up. Ball loose on the floor. Craddock fighting for it. Gets it. Trying to call timeout. And instead looks like we're going to get a tie up here. But man, what hustle by Colton Craddock there. Trying to get that loose ball. And it'll be over to the Raiders on the tie-up. But, man, what a great effort by the junior that time, trying to retrieve the basketball for Chapmanville. Now Chapmanville going full-on, full-court pressure as They get it over to Howell, now to Williams, as Liberty Raleigh's been able to break the pressure fairly easily thus far this evening from Chapmanville. Now here's Drennan at the top of the key. Had his pocket picked, but a reach-in foul instead on Isaiah Smith. And again, close call, but that's going to be a foul on Smith. That'll be number 1 on him as Trey Butcher will check into the game. And you see Colton Craddock go to the bench with 42.4 seconds to go here in the first half. Williams near midcourt, gives it off to Tabor. Now go back out front. We'll see if the Raiders try and hold for one here as Howell gets into the paint, gives it over to Sims. Sims back over to Williams, drives baseline, finds a crease, puts up a floater, and Williams gets another to go. He's got 13 points now here in the first half, and the lead is his largest now for the Raiders at 23-18. Chapmanville will hold for one here with 10 seconds left. Dalton finds an opening, drives in right side, but he can't finish at the rim. Chance here for Liberty Raleigh, 3 seconds left. Williams cut off Howell, turnaround jumper, and he sinks it to end the first half. And boy, Chapmanville went ice cold there in about the 6 minutes left on out through the second quarter, and Liberty Raleigh able to capitalize after they had gone through a drought to start the quarter. But it's the Raiders leading the Tigers 25-18 here at intermission. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break and be back after this as you're listening to and watching the sectional championship game between Chapmanville and Liberty Raleigh right here on Video Productions.
General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
The road to total savings starts here, Thornhill GM Superstore. Find new roads to 119 in Chapmanville, your hometown full-service Buick, Chevy, GMC dealer. We are professional grade and community strong. Expect the best and save thousands with Thornhill.
Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services, founded in 1975 by Riley Joe Evans, is a full-service funeral provider. And 2020 makes it 45 years of offering services that respect all faiths, personal preferences, and financial considerations. They're the only funeral home in Boone, Lincoln, and Logan with its own crematory. Contact Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 304-855-3232 or visit www.evans-funeral-home.com or like Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services on Facebook to see their updated obituary information.
If you've been seriously injured, your life is changed forever. That's why it's important to have a good attorney on your side. At Woody Hill Attorneys at Law, we're here to get you what you deserve. We have a legal staff and team of attorneys ready to help. We live here, we work here, and we fight here. If you're a victim of serious injury, call us today. There are no fees unless we win for you.
Call Woody.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
25-18, Liberty Raleigh has the lead on Chapmanville here at the half from Danny Gobby Gymnasium in Chapmanville, West Virginia. Chris Kidd here with you with Robbie and Joe Mounts, our camera operators and engineers for tonight's contest. That's Liberty Raleigh able to use a late burst in order to take this lead, as Chapmanville did hold a 15-10 edge, but Liberty Raleigh outscored Chapmanville 15-3 to end the first half, including those 2 late buckets in order to get by or get a bigger lead over Chapmanville. As we take a look at some of our section here in the Region 3 Section 2 championship game, and also looking at the other side of the bracket as well. We'll try and give you those updates as we go on this evening. But again, Chapmanville and Liberty Raleigh both have had their scoring droughts here in the first half. But Chapmanville with only 1 field goal in the second quarter on Zion Blevins' turnaround. Other than that, it was just 3 free throws by Brody Dalton. And other than that, Chapmanville was really scrambling to try and find their offense in the second quarter. while Liberty Raleigh really got going after having a couple of minutes where they couldn't find the range either. But now here at the end of the second quarter, 4 points in the final 15 seconds helped build this lead up to 7 for the Raiders as they're looking to host a regional final next week, while Chapmanville trying to keep things here in Chapmanville as well, as that's the great thing about this evening is that neither team's season will be over. Both teams will still get a chance in order to move on to the regionals next week and a chance to compete for the state tournament in Charleston after that. As we look at the first half scoring on both sides, leading Liberty Raleigh and leading all scorers was A.J. Williams with 13 points, Braden Howell with 4 points, Adam Drenham with 4 points, Trey Tabor with 2 points, and Adam McGee with 2 points to round out the scoring for Liberty Raleigh. On the other end for Chapmanville, they're being led by Brody Dalton with 7 points, Zion Blevins with 6 points, Isaiah Fleming with 3 points, and Devin Workman with 2 points to round out the scoring for the Chapmanville Tigers this evening. So again, James Barker helping us out here tonight. PA announcer, man of all trades, as usual. Got a nice fleece on as well. I like that. When's my football swag coming in, James? I don't have a mic. That's a beautiful thing. That for once I get to get James Barker without having a chance to come back on me. He usually gets me anyway, so you know what? This is a chance for me to shine for a moment. But yeah, I like that pullover. It looks nice, man. I can order one. I like spoken as a true football coach. I like it. Yeah, he told me I can order one next year whenever it's time for football fundraiser. But yeah, right now here at the half, 25-18 in favor of Liberty Raleigh. And again, checking in on Logan and Lincoln County, it was 13-5 Lincoln County at the end of the first quarter after they were able to knock off Scott the other night, 59-54. Looks as if right now we're at 15-11 in favor of Lincoln County in the second quarter. We'll see if we get an updated version of that here. Trying to see if we have any time delay or not on that ball game, as it's a little bit behind ours at the moment. But again, Lincoln County and Logan competing to see who will host a regional final next week, and now we do get a more updated version of it. We're all square at 21 apiece now between Logan and Lincoln County. Again, Joe Linville and Nathan Bush on the call of that game, as Willie Acres Arena was where I was living from Saturday until last night with all these games going on. And so it'll be interesting to see who will get to host that regional final. And again, we'll have those games for you next week as well to see who advances to Charleston. Again, we saw locally Tug Valley and Logan's girls move on to the state tournament last week with their wins. And now we've seen all area teams get into the regional finals for this week. Again, Logan will advance regardless, so will Lincoln County. Man will have to go on the road next week to try and qualify for the state tournament after that unbelievable game last night at Willie Acres Arena between them and Tug Valley on the buzzer-beating 3 in order to give that win for Tug Valley, avenging their regular season loss against the Man Hillbillies. And Logan swept Lincoln County in both games this year, trying to go for the hat trick here tonight over them. But here in Chapmanville, as of now, it is a 7-point lead for the Raiders as they're trying to win the sectional final and host the regional final next week. We'll see what Chapmanville has in store coming out for the second half, as we'll step aside for a 2-minute break and be back after this for the start of quarter number 3, as you're listening to and watching the sectional championship game with us right here on Video Productions.
Did you know that 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in her lifetime? At Logan Regional Medical Center, your breast health is important to us. Our caring staff uses the latest technology, like 3D mammography, in a comfortable and welcoming environment to help you stay on top of your health. Speak to your provider about a 3D mammo at Logan Regional Medical Center. Always here for you.
Built for America, built Ford proud. Thornhill Ford Lincoln is proud to offer you our all-new Thornhill Value Plus warranty, giving you 10 years, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty on most all vehicles. Get going. The road to total savings starts with Thornhill.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd with you. As we are here tonight, just getting word from a Liberty Raleigh fan telling apparently me to talk a little louder because they can hear her on the broadcast. Well, you know what? She's being a good fan then for her ball club over on the far side if they can hear her over me on the broadcast. But right now, good reason for the Liberty Raleigh fans to be loud as their club leading at 25-18 as we start quarter number 3 from Chapmanville Regional High School. And we just reached halftime at Willie Acres Arena, and Lincoln County looking to pull their second upset of the week as they lead number 1 Logan in that section 24-21. So we'll keep you abreast of that game as we move along here through the second half as the Tigers will have the ball to start quarter number 3. They go down low to Dalton to start things out. Bumps a man down. His jumper off the back iron and falls through. So a good start to the third quarter for the Tigers as Dalton now with 9 points closes the gap to 5. Bring it across the timeline into the corner. Howell finds McGee. McGee trying to work his way across the side against Dalton. Throws it up top for Williams. Craddock on him. Now Dalton flashes out. So they kick it over to Tabor. Back up top for Williams. Chapmanville coming out trying to ramp up the defense here on these first possessions. Down low for Drennan. Back up top for Tabor. Liberty Raleigh staying patient here on this opening possession. Howell dribbles to his left, finds Williams. Now down low, Drennan puts up a really tough shot, no good. Not the shot that Coach Williams wanted. And now here comes Logan, or Chapmanville back the other way, excuse me. There's Workman over to Dalton, now to Smith. Smith to Craddock, now up top for Workman. Again, Smith was scoreless in the first half. He's the second leading scorer on this Chapmanville club. We'll see if he gets going here in the third quarter. Now here's Dalton in the corner. Picks up his dribble, finds Smith. Both defenses have worked so hard here in this contest, making life really difficult on the offenses. And that pass batted away and taken away as Dalton tried to get one into Craddock that time. And a turnover for Chapmanville. Here comes Howell into the front court. Gets it over to Williams. Guarded by Craddock, gets a screen, tried to dump it off underneath, and a tip pass by Chapmanville and a turnover. Again, just saying, these defenses have been smothering tonight, and the offenses have really had a hard go of it, except for a couple of small spurts here and there. Workman back to the top of the key, dribbles to his left, 5-point lead for Liberty Raleigh. As Blevins gets it back out to Workman, he'll penetrate in, kicks it out to Dalton, head fakes, back to Workman in the corner. Chapmanville fighting to find an opening right now. Dalton gives it over to Smith, now to Blevins. He'll take a baseline jumper, and he gets the friendly roll. So 2 shots this half, both bouncing in for Chapmanville, as he's got 8 points now, and the lead is now shrunk to 3. 25-22 in favor of Liberty Raleigh. Howell over to McGee in the corner. He'll dribble back up top for Williams. Smith all over him, pass to Williams. Craddock picks him up. Dangerous pass gets away, and it's going to be saved just barely in the corner, and Coach Williams doesn't like what he sees at all right now on the offensive end, and he's going to call a full timeout with 5.5 minutes to go in the third. We'll step aside as well as you're watching the Section 3 or Region 3 Section 2 championship game right here live on Video Productions.
community strong. We are Thornhill Ford Lincoln, your hometown dealer located on 119 near Chapmanville. Go Thornhill and expect the best with total value, support, and savings on your next vehicle. Don't miss out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and thornhillford.net.
If you've been seriously injured, your life is changed forever. That's why it's important to have a good attorney on your side. At Woody Hill Attorneys at Law, we're here to get you what you deserve. We have a legal staff and team of attorneys ready to help. We live here, we work here, and we fight here. If you're a victim of serious injury, call us today. There are no fees unless we win for you.
Call Woody.
Built for America, built Ford proud. Thornhill Ford Lincoln is proud to offer you our all-new Thornhill Value Plus warranty, giving you 10 years, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty on most all vehicles. Get going. The road to total savings starts with Thornhill.
Shaky start to the third quarter for Liberty Raleigh. Chapmanville has capitalized with 2 quick buckets, and now the lead is down to 3. Chris Kidd here with you this evening. As Liberty Raleigh back up top, Tabor gets a good look from 3, no good. Rebounded underneath by Smith, and a chance here for Chapmanville to cut it to 1 or tie. Craddock into the middle, out for Workman. Workman to the trailer Dalton. He'll stop, pops a 3, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped up underneath, loose. Blevins comes out with it. Now the ball loose again. Blevins kicks it out to Workman. He'll drive baseline, no look pass for Craddock. Goes up, he's swatted away. Back over to Smith though as he chases it down. Chapmanville frenetic here on the offensive end, trying to find an opening as Workman back over to Smith. Smith didn't find a crease. Instead, he'll dribble back up top over to Craddock. Craddock beats Williams baseline, goes up, layup off the mark, no good, and rebounded by Williams. So again, tough possession there for Chapmanville. Got a couple of good looks, but good defense again by the Raiders. Now here's Tabor. He'll dribble in, kicks it into the corner. Look for McGee, but it's closed off by Workman. He'll drive it in instead. His shot rejected by Workman, taken away, and a loose ball foul against McGee. Man, every shot and every pass just being contested right now on both ends. That'll be number 2 on McGee. That'll be the first team foul on either side here in the second half with 4:26 to go in the third quarter. So here comes Workman across the timeline. Takes it over to the right. Blevins flashes out. Now they get it over to Smith. Smith, could this be the time he gets free? Yes, it is. And Smith with his first bucket of the game. And Chapmanville has tied things up at 25. A 7-0 run here in the third quarter. Now here's Williams in the backcourt. Oh, looked like he almost pushed off. Now to Howell. They just beat the 10-second. No, they did not beat the 10-second. And another turnover for the Raiders will give it back to Chapmanville. Boy, the defensive intensity from this Tiger club here in this third quarter has really ramped up, and it's paid dividends and set them up now to potentially take the lead as we just fall under the midway point of the third. Workman over to his right, down low for Dalton. Dalton back up top. They swing it to Smith. Smith over to his left. Looks down low, Blevins. Instead, he goes to Workman at the top of the key. Craddock, dangerous pass. McGee gambled, came up empty. Now to Dalton in the corner. He'll dribble to the middle, looking to try and find an opening. Tough turnaround, but Brody Dalton hits, and Chapmanville has regained the lead at 27 to 25. Dalton now into double figures with 11 points in this game. It's a 9-0 run. Williams drives in, puts up a tough fadeaway. Can't get the roll. No, he does get the roll. It looked like it rolled out for a moment, but it found its way down. And that finally breaks the drought for Liberty Raleigh here in the third. So he's got 15 points now. That's Williams. All even at 27 apiece. Down low to Blevins. Had it knocked away, but a foul instead going to be called on Drennan as they get him on the reach in. That's going to be number 3 now on Adam Drennan as Rayshawn Sims will check into the game. Drennan will go to the bench, likely won't re-enter until the fourth with those 3 fouls. Dalton will fire it in, gets it to Craddock in the left corner. Now they find Dalton in the middle. Dalton back over to Workman. Penetrates in, gets an opening for Dalton. He'll go for the 3, no good, short. Rebound knocked loose, down on the floor. Tabor trying to pick it up and finally does. Now here comes Liberty Raleigh back the other way, looking to regain the lead here. This has been back and forth all evening long. They give it back to Sims in the middle. Sims gets to the basket, puts up the shot, and Liberty Raleigh now back out in front. So Now the last 4 to Liberty Raleigh. Again, both teams not been able to sustain momentum tonight as the other side just continues to fight back. Now here's Dalton. Back over to Workman. Bounces it down low to Blevins. He'll go to work on Sims. Can't get the layup to roll in, and Chapmanville's missed several layups tonight down low. Here comes Williams up the left side. He's cut off. His pass intercepted by Dalton. Now he's in a foot race with Williams. Williams trying to poke it away. Layup is good. What concentration by Brody Dalton. Able to ride Williams with him all the way to the basket and laid it in with the left hand. So again, the defense for Chapmanville causing trouble there, and now pass up ahead. Now here comes Liberty Raleigh. They've got the advantage. Tabor underneath, and he got free for the lay-in. So the Raiders back in front now, 31-29, as 1:47 left in the third quarter. Workman gets it to Dalton, now to Smith on the left wing. Back up top for Craddock. Gives it to Workman. Swings it over to the far corner for Smith. Back out front for Workman. Workman looking for Blevins down low. He's got the size advantage on Sims. Back out to Workman. He'll take a three from the wing. No good. Craddock gets the offensive board. Goes back out for Smith. He gathers, but his shot rejected by Williams. What a closeout by him that time. Now here come the Raiders back with a 2-point lead. Williams thought about looking up ahead, instead waits. And boy, that looked like close to a moving screen there at first, but Sims was able to corral it back. It's now driving in as Howell. Gets it back up top for McGee. He'll drive in, puts up a tough floater. A blocking foul, count it, and the foul as Workman will be called for the foul, and that'll be number 3 on him. As McGee will go to the charity stripe for a chance for a 3-point play and build this lead back to 5 for Liberty Raleigh. McGee has 4 points on the evening. And this is the free throw as Dalton gets the rebound. And this will. Smith gets up ahead, drives in, and he's fouled, and he'll hit the bucket. What a quick change of pace there for Chapmanville. They got the rebound and took off immediately with it and just caught Liberty Raleigh napping that time. And that'll be team foul number 3 on Liberty Raleigh, 1 against Chapmanville. And Smith has gotten his last 2 shots to fall after a scoreless first half. And free throw rattles home for him. He's got 6. That foul was on Braden Howell. That's number 3 on him now. Liberty Raleigh able to break the pressure. 50 seconds left in the third. They get it over. McGee, he'll take a 3 way off the mark. No good. Rebound tipped around underneath. Workman tears it out. Here comes Chapmanville looking to retake the lead. 3 on 2. They get it into the corner for Smith. He'll step back out. Fleming with it. Back to Smith. Now to Workman, down to 35 seconds left in the third. We'll see if Chapmanville now tries to hold for 1. And Smith will bring it back out. So we're down to 27 seconds. He'll bring Workman with him. Workman will wait for it. We're down to 18 seconds. Workman now over to his right. Looking for help, finds Dalton with 10 seconds. Now to Fleming. Chapmanville looking to go now with 8 seconds. Workman looking for Dalton. Instead, gives it back over to Smith. He'll drive baseline with it against Williams. Goes up and draws the contact and the foul with 1.1 seconds left here in the third quarter. Great take there by Smith. He saw that there wasn't much time left. Was able to get to the baseline and just jumped into the contact by Sims. And that'll be team foul number 4. As Smith gets the first free throw to fall through. We mentioned at the top of the third quarter, they needed him to step up here in the second half, and thus far he's done so with 7 points here in the third quarter. And he gives Chapmanville the lead back now as the third quarter will come to an end. The heave by Williams is off the mark, and the Tigers will lead it 34-33 entering quarter number 4. Back after this as you're watching the Region 3 Section 2 championship game right here live on Video Productions.
Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services, founded in 1975 by Riley Joe Evans, is a full-service funeral provider. And 2020 makes it 45 years of offering services that respect all faiths, personal preferences, and financial considerations. They're the only funeral home in Boone, Lincoln, and Logan with its own crematory. Contact Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 304-855-3232 or visit www.evans-funeral-home.com or like Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services on Facebook to see their updated obituary information.
There's that cute guy from 12C. Go talk to him.
Yeah, no. Plus, it's not even like he'd be into me or whatever.
Hi, you just moved in, right? I would love to tell you about all the great savings you can get for bundling your renters and car insurance with Progressive.
Oh, I was just...
Oh, Tammy, I found your retainer in the dryer.
Start of quarter number 4 here in this sectional championship game. Chris Kidd with you with Robbie and Joe Mounts, our engineers and camera operators for tonight's contest. It's a 1-point game here. It's a 1-point game in Logan right now as they're early in the third quarter, and Logan has taken a 25-24 lead in that contest. And again, the winner of this game or the loser of this game, either way, will get either Bluefield or Wyoming East in the regional finals next week. Just a matter of who will be traveling to who at this point. And Chapmanville and Liberty Raleigh fighting for home court here for the next 8 minutes. Tabor gets into the middle, kicks it out for Williams. He'll drive in, he's cut off, looks down low, finds Drennan. He puts up a short shot but can't get it to fall, and Dalton gets the rebound. Chapmanville had a hot third quarter after a very, very mild second quarter where they struggled to find the bottom of the net. In the third quarter, things changed as they put up 16 points after having 18 in the entire first half. Blevins will now go for 3, and he hits! Zion Blevins, the freshman with ice water in his veins, buries a 3, and now Chapmanville out to a 4-point lead. He's got 11 points. Now here comes Liberty Raleigh. Out to Williams. He fakes, drives in on Smith, trying to ride him to the basket, puts up the shot, won't roll in as it rattled out. Now here comes Chapmanville back after Blevins secures the rebound. Big trip here on both sides. Dalton out top for Workman. Workman gets a screen, gives it over to Smith. Now to Blevins in the left corner. See if he was feeling it there for a second. Now they give it over to Workman. He'll dump it over for Dalton. Dalton out beyond the three-point line in the right corner. Back out to Workman. If they play off of him, he thought about the 3. Now they look inside, cross-court pass. Fleming, nice fake. He'll drive in. Layup is rejected. What a defensive play again as Drennan comes over to make the stuff. Williams into the front court. Tries to give it back. We'll get a whistle. And a timeout by Liberty Raleigh with 6:26 to go in the fourth. We'll be back after this as Chapmanville leads it 37-33 as you're watching sectional championship basketball right here live on Video Productions.
Peyton, what are we doing here?
Welcome to Peytonville. Nationwide helps protect everything you see in here, Brad. Every family, every business, even Mrs. Hoffman's dream of retiring to become a yoga instructor.
Oh, they have backstories.
Here, I got more to show you. Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
37-33 Chapmanville as they have stormed back from a 7-point halftime deficit to take the lead here early in the fourth quarter. Chris Kidd with you here from Danny Gobby Gymnasium tonight. As the winner will host a regional final next week, the loser will have to go on the road to either Wyoming East or Bluefield. Now here's Drennan, looks to go to work, puts up a floater, and he gets it to fall. Drennan now with 6 points, and the lead is down to 2. We said all night long, neither team has let the other get too far away from them. That largest lead was 7 points at the half for Liberty Raleigh on both ends. Now here's Smith. They lose him. He'll jack up a 3, no good. Rebound tipped out by Dalton, but too far as Smith goes diving over the scorer's table, trying to get to it. And, man, what an effort by the sophomore there, trying to get to that loose ball, and you have to love that hustle. And thankfully he's okay. But now it'll be Liberty Raleigh ball, with 5:52 to go here in the fourth quarter, looking to tie or regain the lead on this trip. They get it in for Drennan, trying to deny Williams the ball. Now Howe will bring it up against Fleming. Gets it over for McGee. He'll go for 3, and no good. It was online, but too long as Dalton gets the rebound. Now here comes Chapmanville back offensively. Workman pressing the pace, gets it over to Smith, fakes a corner three, he'll step in, takes a long two and short on that one. Rebound underneath taken away by Howell. Again, who will step up here in this highly contentious, intense game on both ends as Tabor will get it up top for Williams. Now to Drennan, trying to drive in on Blevins. Swings it over for Tabor. He'll go for the lead. He's short. Rebounded, though, underneath by Howell. Goes up. Can't convert, but he's fouled on the play. And he'll go to the line with 5:12 to play as they get Workman on the foul, and that's going to be number 4 on him as Colton Craddock will check in. So now what will Brad Napper do with the starting point guard with 4 fouls? As Colton Craddock is at the check-in table, it looks like Workman will go out for at least a couple of minutes as Howell misses on the first. That's only the 3rd free throw tonight for Liberty Raleigh. They're 1 of 3 from the charity stripe. Now Howell will get another, only one man underneath the rebound for Liberty Raleigh, and he does sink the 2nd free throw, so Howell now with 5 points. And the lead is now at 1 again at 37-36. So we approach 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Smith on the right wing to Blevins. Now over to Craddock. Craddock on the left wing finds Dalton top of the key. Fakes, gives it over to Craddock. Craddock back to Fleming. He fakes on the 3 at the top of the key. Back over to Craddock. Now to Smith. Smith, who got going in the 3rd quarter with 8 points. Now back to Fleming. He hit a 3 earlier. Can't this time as it hits the top of the basket support. And back over to Liberty Raleigh. Again, a couple of good looks on the last couple of possessions from 3. Chapmanville just hasn't been able to connect here in the 4th quarter. Now baseball pass downfield as it's able to find Tabor. Gets by Smith. Can't get the layup, but he's fouled on the play. And again, big gamble there by the Raiders, and it paid off as Smith did all he could to prevent the layup that time, but reached in, and that'll be number 2 on him. So 3 team fouls against Chapmanville, 4 against Liberty Raleigh with 4:40 to go here in the 4th. Tabor, first free throw up and short. He's got 4 points here tonight. Again, this is the Liberty Raleigh club. They lost to Oak Hill, Independence, and Lincoln County all by 1 point this year in their losses. They were 10-12 last year. This is going to be the first winning season for Liberty Raleigh since 2013 and only have had 2 since 2006. So this has been a big jump this year for them, but Tabor misses on both free throws and rebounded by Blevins as he'll give it to Craddock. Chapmanville now going to take their time here as Hunter Jeffrey makes his first appearance into the game for Chapmanville down low. They get it to Blevins. He'll drive in, slices through, and he'll draw the foul and go to the free throw line. Good take there by the freshman as he has shown no hesitancy in probably the biggest game thus far, definitely the biggest game thus far of his high school career. And he does draw the foul on Drennan, and that's number 4 on one of Liberty Raleigh's big men. Blevins sinks the first free throw. He hit a big 3 earlier this quarter, the only points thus far of the quarter, and now he hits the first free throw as Jeffrey now will check back out as Fleming back into the game. Blevins has 12 points on the evening. Second free throw won't fall as it rattles out. Rebounded underneath by the Raiders. 2-point Chapmanville lead as they come into the front court. Howell over to Williams. Now to the free throw line for Sims. He ball fakes, turns around, finds an opening. No good on the turnaround and rebounded by Fleming. Again, this is a Liberty Raleigh team averaging over 66 points per game on the year, but Chapmanville's defense has put the clamps on here tonight as they have most of the season. Now can the Tigers find enough offense to try and claim their 6th straight sectional championship, and now a foul away from the ball underneath. And they're going to get this one on Sims as he was trying to run Blevins off the line that time. And Blevins has just been trying to play bully ball down low with Sims, and that's going to be team foul number 6 now on Liberty Raleigh as Chapmanville will be in the 1-and-1 here for the rest of the game. They get it in quick to Dalton. He got free, and he'll lay it in. Brody Dalton now with 8 points in the second half, 15 for the game, and it's a 4-point lead for Chapmanville. 3:47 to go in 4th quarter. Williams tries to take it himself, does so, and he gets in on the left side. He just did it all that time as he's up to 17 points and the lead back to 2 for Chapmanville. Smith on the wing. Back up top for Craddock. Craddock gets a screen from Dalton. He gets into the paint, gives it off for Blevins. Counted in the foul for Zion Blevins. The freshman playing like an upperclassman here in this second half will go to the line to try and increase this lead to 5 with 3:29 remaining. And that will be team foul number 7 now on Liberty Raleigh, as that's number 3 on Sims, and the free throw is good for Blevins. He's 4 of 5 from the charity stripe tonight. And now whistling a foul in the backcourt will go on Brody Dalton as he reached in trying to go for the steal. That'll be number 2 on him. Team foul number 4 on Chapmanville. 3:27 to go in the ball game. They'll get it into McGee, back over for Howell. Chapmanville trying to make him work it up the floor as Howell having Fleming ride his side all the way up the floor. Now they double team Tabor off of it. They get it into the corner for Howell. He'll get an open 3. No good. Long rebound comes out. Craddock corrals it. Now he'll wait, looking for help as they bring it across the timeline. Gets into the middle, and he'll bring it, circle back out, gives it to Fleming. Fleming, who he thought about pulling on that 3. Instead gives it over now to Dalton. Cuts to the basket, and Chapmanville has taken a 7-point lead. What a response here in the second half for Chapmanville. After falling behind by 7, they now lead it by 7 with 2:50 to play. And a whistle and a 30-second timeout by Coach Chad Williams as he's seeing this game slip away from his ball club, as they had all the momentum going into halftime, but Chapmanville came out like a house of fire in the second half. And now they have enjoyed and are enjoying their largest lead of the game with 2:48 to play. And this will be a huge possession here coming up for Liberty Raleigh. If they can't convert here, Chapmanville can start to go to work on this clock. And again, Bluefield and Wyoming East on the other side of this bracket. Not sure of what the score is there right now. Again, Chapmanville did split with Wyoming East in the regular season. They beat them here by 1 point, and they lost to them just a couple of weeks ago at Wyoming East by 3 points. So both of those games highly contested. Bluefield did not get a look at them this year, but we'll wait and see what the matchups fall to after this evening as to who will be going where. And right now, Liberty Raleigh, who has had their struggles here in the second half, only 12 points for the Raiders here in the second half thus far. 13 points thus far in the second half. Need to find some offense and find it in a hurry as Drennan goes to work with 4 fouls. Goes up against Blevins. Turnaround no good. And a big stand for Chapmanville as Dalton grabs the board. And Chapmanville's done such a good job on the glass tonight. Again, this Liberty Raleigh team is taller than them across the board, except for maybe Blevins, and they've been able to hold their own. Now Fleming, he'll go for a dagger. No good on the 3. Rebound tipped around and taken in the corner by Howell as Liberty Raleigh takes a deep breath after that 3. Down to 2:15, down to 2:13 now. As Williams crossed the timeline, trying to find him free. Tabor, he'll give it off to Drennan. Got free, and he'll lay it in. Now he's got 8 points in the lead down to 5 as we hit 2 minutes to go. Craddock, double teamed in the backcourt, gets it over for Dalton. Dalton to Blevins in the right wing. Now back out for Dalton. Chapmanville trying to work some clock here, and Brad Napper's going to call for time with 1:46 to go, and Devin Workman, he wants to get him back in at this critical juncture. It's a full timeout, so we'll step aside as well as you are watching the sectional championship game here between Chapmanville and Liberty Raleigh on Video Productions.
Did you know that 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in her lifetime? At Logan Regional Medical Center, your breast health is important to us. Our caring staff uses the latest technology, like 3D mammography, in a comfortable and welcoming environment to help you stay on top of your health. Speak to your provider about a 3D mammo at Logan Regional Medical Center. Always here for you.
We are back here at Danny Gobby Gymnasium. Chris Kidd with you this evening for the sectional championship game between Chapmanville and Liberty Raleigh. And Chapmanville trying to claim their 6th consecutive sectional championship and their 7th in 8 years. As they have the ball with a 5-point lead. Dangerous pass, but it finds Dalton on the inbounds, and he's going to get tied up. And jump ball is going to stay with Chapmanville. You'd like to see if you're Chapmanville get that out to your guards instead right away, unless Dalton just had an open lane to the basket. That was a dangerous pass on that start to the possession. So we'll see how the young Tigers handle this spot as another dangerous pass. Craddock can't handle it and goes to the ground. Now 2-on-1 here for Raleigh. Driving in is McGee. He's fouled and can't convert, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2 as Dalton commits the foul. That'll be his 3rd, but in shaky passing there on those inbounds for the Tigers. They try and keep their cool and close this game out, as first free throw no good by McGee, as they have really hurt themselves at the free throw line here tonight as Liberty Raleigh. They've only converted 2 of their tries, make it 3 as he hits this one. But now we're down to a 4-point game as Liberty Raleigh goes to work on the defensive side, almost a steal, but now Workman gets away. 3-on-2 here. He'll pull it back out with 1.5 minutes to go. Again, Chapmanville in the 1-and-1, 17 fouls against Liberty Raleigh. So we'll see if the Raiders can't come up with a steal here if they elect to start fouling soon. Craddock on the right wing. Tabor trying to chase him. Now coming out and almost a steal by Howell, but they'll get him on a reach in with 1:16 to go. He was almost able to step in and pick the pocket of Craddock that time. And now the 6'1 junior hasn't been to the line tonight, hasn't scored tonight. He's played great defense on the other end and attacked the board so well. Now can he hit a big free throw here to try and extend this lead for Chapmanville? Comley sinks the first. Again, Craddock right there, probably the biggest free throw he's had thus far in his high school career. Now he gets another to try and extend this out to a 6-point lead. He calmly sinks both. Wow. What an effort there by Craddock to hit those free throws in a tough situation. 47-41 now Chapmanville, 1:11 to go on the clock. Up top with it is Howell. He'll dribble to his right. Cuts into the lane, gets in on Blevins. Can't finish, and Dalton gets a big board. He'll wait now as we close in on 1 minute to go. Still in the 1-and-1 is Chapmanville with 8 fouls as Dalton gets by, looks for Workman, finds him. Workman now faking, trying to get by Howell, and we get a whistle and a timeout here by Brad Napper with exactly 52 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter, as it'll be the final 30-second timeout here for the Tigers, as they look to hang on here and finish off this big second-half comeback. They've outscored Liberty Raleigh by 13 here in the second 16 minutes after they trailed by 7 at the half. And speaking of turnarounds, Logan has turned things around against Lincoln County as they were in the 4th quarter in a low-scoring affair, but Logan has the lead 39-30 with under 5 minutes to play. So Logan and Chapmanville looking to try and host regional finals next week. And we'll have them with you on WVOW and Video Productions, as the winner of this game will host Wyoming East, according to James Barker, as he just sends me the message. The loser will go to Bluefield, so evidently Bluefield coming out victorious in that ball game tonight over the Wyoming East Warriors. And again, we discussed how close both regular season games were between Chapmanville and Wyoming East. A 1-point win here for Chapmanville, and a 2-point win or 3-point win for Wyoming East at Wyoming East as they foul Craddock quickly. And according to James Barker, final score of that game, Bluefield 45, Wyoming East 43. So tight games all across the state of West Virginia here tonight, as this one's been tight all the way through. But Chapmanville now starting to edge away, but Craddock back at the line. Another 1-and-1, it'll be the last 1-and-1. And the junior, just nothing but the bottom of the net. And again, to have not shot free throws all night, to have only taken, I believe, maybe 2 field goal attempts all night, and to just step in there and calmly drain all 3 of these free throws is very impressive. All 4 just touching nothing but the bottom of the net. Unreal poise from Colton Craddock as Brody Dalton hugging him right now on the side. And let's see what we get here. We got a technical foul, and it's going to go against Chapmanville. They're going to get this on Craddock, so something must have been said after the free throw. And now that's going to give Liberty Raleigh some life here with 49.8 seconds to go if they can convert these free throws, as Williams will go to the line. And he can't hit. Wow, this has just been a nightmare from the charity stripe for Liberty Raleigh here tonight. Mostly here in the fourth quarter, as they've missed 5 free throws alone here in the fourth quarter. And he does hit the second, so the lead down to 7 now. Liberty Raleigh is 4 of 10 from the free throw line tonight. They get it over to Williams. They need something in a hurry here. Pass gets away, and it's going to go out of bounds off of the Raiders. And that could possibly be their last gasp with 45.1 seconds to go, as Chapmanville now in the double bonus. Unless they start turning the ball over left and right, they look like they will be sectional champions yet again as they get it into Craddock once more. Spins away from the pressure this time. More clock being eaten up. Over to Blevins. Blevins looking, gets it out front, and he's fouled with 37.1 seconds to go in the game. And Zion Blevins will go back to the charity stripe, where he is 4 of 5 tonight. And Chapmanville has only missed 4 of their free throws tonight, as they are 15 of 19 from the free throw line. Talk about the story of the game. Right there it is. 15 of 19 for Chapmanville, 4 of 10 for Liberty Raleigh, as Blevins hits the second as well. Chapmanville now out in front by 9, the largest lead for either team all evening. As Howell up ahead, almost lost control, gets it to McGee, but he loses it out of bounds. And this Chapmanville defense has just been impressive here in the second half. They have ratcheted it up and held Liberty Raleigh to just 17 points here in the second 16 minutes. And everyone thinks about Brad Napper's ball clubs. You think about those state championship clubs in 2018 and 19 that had so much offense, so much athleticism. But it was really the defense that got it done for those state championship teams. And a lot of people tend to forget that. And now with all of those players gone, moving on to play in college or graduating, the defense still lives here in Tiger Country. As now it's Isaiah Smith hitting both free throws. He's 5 of 5 from the line tonight. Chapmanville up 53-42. As up ahead comes Howell. 23 seconds left. He'll fire a 3 off the mark. No good. Rebound underneath. Knocked loose. Borkman goes diving for it and covers it up. And we'll get a tie-up. Possession arrow will stay with Liberty Raleigh. And they have just been ice cold from the outside tonight. Only 2 made threes all evening for Liberty Raleigh, both of them by A.J. Williams. They get it in for Tabor. He'll take a 3 from the right wing. This one won't fall either as Smith secures the rebound with 13 seconds. And Liberty Raleigh will just let it go now as Chapmanville has fought back from 7 down at halftime. And now Workman will get it across before the 10-second call. And the Tigers will repeat as sectional champions for the 6th time in a row and the 7th time in the last 8 years, as they will host the regional championship next week against the Wyoming East Warriors for a chance to go back to the Charleston Civic Center. Well, we'll step aside for a 2-minute break and be back after this to recap tonight's action as the Tigers go to the regional finals here in Tiger Country once again, as you are watching the sectional championship between Liberty Raleigh and Chapmanville right here live on Video Productions.
Woody Hill Attorneys at Law. We are not the biggest firm, but we're not the smallest firm either. We're just what you need. We live here. We work here. We are good at what we do. We help families, victims, and those that need justice.
I'm Woody Hill, and if you've been hurt and you need justice, call Woody.
Woody Hill Attorneys at Law. Family law, divorce, and personal injury.
Call Woody.
Our world has changed a lot in a short time, but your health and safety remains our #1 priority. We have the supplies needed and processes in place to keep you safe. We've implemented visitor restrictions, and we are reducing physical contact as much as possible. Patients and employees are required to wear masks for your protection and theirs. And your care team is screened daily. So don't wait to get the care that you need. Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Peyton, what are we doing here?
Welcome to Peytonville. Nationwide helps protect everything you see in here, Brad. Every family, every business, even Mrs. Hoffman's dream of retiring to become a yoga instructor.
Oh, they have backstories.
Here, I got more to show you.
(53-42), Chapmanville wins it tonight over Liberty Raleigh as they claim the sectional championship again for the 6th time in a row and the 7th time in the last 8 attempts for this Chapmanville high school roster. Again, this has been a quote-unquote rebuilding year for Chapmanville after so many graduated off of last year's roster, and what a job Brad Napper and his staff have done in order to get this team back together and get these young players ready to go for this season after so many of them did not see playing time last year. Again, Brody Dalton and Isaiah Smith were the only two back from last year that had any sort of significance in playing time last year. And now all of a sudden this young Tiger Club will be in the regional finals at home, and now, boy, we've got it coming down to the wire in Logan. It's 42-41 in favor of Lincoln County with 47.1 seconds remaining. And Logan at the free throw line. And again, you can check that out on Video Productions as well right now if you want to two-screen it, as Jaron Glick is at the charity stripe, and he misses on the 1-and-1 as Lincoln County gets the rebound. And boy, oh boy, if Rodney Plumley's club could pull this game off, what a back-to-back wins that would be for them after upsetting Scott the other night at the Madison Civic Center, and now tonight in Willie Acres Arena trying to knock them off. And you actually see a lot of Chapmanville fans watching here too, but a steal by Williamson, and he'll lay it in. So now Logan has the lead back with 37 seconds left. As here comes Lincoln County back the other way. They'll pull on a three, way off the mark, no good, and rebounded by Glick. As Logan now trying to control the ball here as Williamson is fouled with 27 seconds to go. Well, while he goes to the line, we'll run through our final scoring on both sides. As Liberty Raleigh tonight, leading all scorers was A.J. Williams with 18 points. Then you had Adam Drenham with 8 points, followed by Braden Howell with 5, Adam McGee with 5, Trey Tabor with 4 points, and Rayshawn Sims with 2 points to round out the scoring for Liberty Raleigh. On the other end for Chapmanville, you had Brody Dalton and Zion Blevins tied for the team lead with 17 points this evening. Isaiah Smith with 10 points. Then you had Colton Craddock with 4 points, those 4 big free throws at the end. Isaiah Fleming with 3 points, and Devin Workman with 2 points to round out the scoring for the Chapmanville Tigers, as Williamson hit the first free throw. His second free throw rattles out, no good, and now Liberty Raleigh with 25 seconds, or excuse me, Lincoln County with 25 seconds, works it up ahead. Ooh, they thought about a three in the corner. Now they're down to 18 seconds. We'll see if Coach Plumley runs this down here, and if Liberty or Lincoln County will go for the win. Down to 12 seconds. They'll drive it inside. Tough shot and a foul called with 9.4 seconds left. And, man, Willie Acres Arena has been the breeding ground for buzzer beaters in the last couple of weeks against Scotty Browning. Had them against Scott and then against Herbert Hoover. And then last night, if you were with us, me and Nathan Bush calling that game with Tug Valley hitting the three-pointer at the buzzer in order to upset the Man Hillbillies. But now Lincoln County with 2 big free throws here to try and tie the game with 9.4 seconds left, and that's a very calm free throw that falls for them. Again, we talked about Craddock's pressure free throws. This is about as pressure-packed as it gets right here. with these 2 free throws. Second free throw is good as well. So Logan will call for time now, and we'll stay here with you at least through the end of regulation and see how this game concludes while Chapmanville cuts down the nets here in Danny Gobby Gymnasium, celebrating another sectional championship for them. And they're replaying the buzzer beaters on video productions right now. Garrett Lester and the crew up at Willie Acres Arena with Joe Linville and Nathan Bush on the call of that game. And again, Chapmanville now to 7-6 on the year, 5-4 on the year for Liberty Raleigh as they'll head to Bluefield to face the Beavers. And again, Chapmanville will stay home and host Wyoming East in what will likely be another tight affair. That game, I believe, will be on Thursday for the Chapmanville Tigers whenever they face off against Wyoming East. And again, free throws were the big tell tonight as Liberty Raleigh went 4 of 10 from the line. And Chapmanville, boy, what a big evening they had from the charity stripe, going 18 of 22 on the evening from the free throw line to help give them this win, and did it all mostly in the fourth quarter as they hit 10 of 11 free throws in the fourth, while Liberty Raleigh went 3 of 8 in the fourth. So now here comes Logan with the ball. Tie game in the fourth quarter is Williamson. He'll take the jumper, and he hits with 3 seconds left. Liberty Raleigh, or Lincoln County fires it in, and they call time as Williamson hits the go-ahead jumper. And, man, the magic continues at Willie Acres Arena as another final second shot goes in. And Logan now with a chance to set themselves up to host a regional final themselves next week. And again, Rodney Plumley called for time. He'll probably want some more time put on the clock here, as Lincoln County will have to go the length of the floor in order to try and win this game, or have to hit a very, very difficult shot here from about half court if they're lucky, and showing 0.3 of a second on the clock. Now they're going to put 3 seconds on the clock. So Lincoln County will actually have more time here than what they first thought to try and get off a shot. Again, it's still going to have to be hurried here, but it's likely going to be a heave from near midcourt. They break the huddles now on both sides. And Lincoln County will have one last opportunity to try and pull this upset off. Again, Williamson hitting the jumper to put them ahead. And now it'll have to be a full court heave here to try and get in position for a shot. As they run the baseline, they fire it towards midcourt with 1 second. It'll be a heave from half court. No good, and Logan wins it 46-44 to claim the sectional championship. So what a night for Logan County basketball as the Chapmanville Tigers come back from 7 down at halftime to claim the sectional championship. And Logan, after enjoying a 9-point fourth quarter lead, able to stave off Lincoln County's rally, and they win at 46-44 to host a regional championship next week. Again, Lincoln County will have its shot. They'll have to go on the road, as will Liberty Raleigh as well. But, man, it sets the stage for some very big regional finals and some great matchups next week here on WVOW and Video Productions. But again, tonight our final scores, as we had 2 great ball games for you tonight here on Video Productions. It's the Chapmanville Tigers claiming another sectional crown. They're 6th in a row. They're 7th in 8 years as they come from 7 down at halftime to knock off Liberty Raleigh 53-42. So congratulations to Brad Napper, his coaching staff, and his kids. And for Joe Mounts and Robbie Mounts, I'm Chris Kidd saying so long tonight here from Danny Gobby Gymnasium as you have been watching the sectional championships with us right here live on Video Productions.